Everyone, today is the 1st of December. I just made my Christmas card list last night and I thought I would share a couple things with you today. Now I know normally on my channel you're seeing me make handmade cards, and yes, I love to make handmade Christmas cards, but there's so many people that I like to send cards to that I don't always have time to make handmade ones for everyone. So last year on Boxing Day I found this beautiful set of cards for $4. It came with 20 cards and beautiful envelopes. So it's in a really nice box, which I plan on keeping for Christmas decorations. And it has a really nice front and then a cute saying on the inside. Now, of course, I'm going to personalize all the cards that I send, but I like personalizing the envelopes as well. So I thought I'd share some of the envelopes that I've done so far. So this first one is just an example of a really simple envelope you can do. I am using my Tombow dual brush pens. I'm using the red and green from the Muted Palette set. And because they have those beautiful brush tips, you can do some really pretty lettering with them. I have also used some images from the Toboggan Together winter stamp set from Lawn Fawn. This is a really cute stamp set. We've got reindeer, we have penguins, a lot of really nice sayings, and some really pretty little snowflakes in this set. So to color my little deer, I also used my Tombow dual brush pens. I used most of them from the Muted palette, but also a couple from my Jelly Bean collection. And this one has some brighter tones. So for the cheeks, I used color 873. For the main part of the body, I used color 947. The hooves and antlers are 969. And then for the face, I didn't have the exact color I wanted, so I took my 933 color on an acrylic block, and then I also took my 947 on the acrylic block. And then what I did is I took my colorless blender and I blended these two colors together, and it picks up all the color on there. And you can see that color on the tip there. And then on my scrap piece of paper here, you can see that nice pale color that I got for the deer's face. And then once you're done with this, you just scribble out the rest of the color on the scrap and then it goes clear again. Then for a final touch on just a simple little image on the envelope, I took another Lawn Fawn stamp set, and this is the Oh Snap. And I used a little happy Christmas sentiment, and I stamped that right over top of the flap so that when they turn it around to open it, they'll see that. So for the final touches on this little guy, I did use my white jelly pen. I used the white pen on his little dots, and then just to shade around the little tummy area to make it a bit lighter. And then I also took a black jelly roll pen as well to highlight the eyes and the nose. So this is a super quick way to personalize your envelopes on a more generic card. And I have a couple other examples. So the next one that I did, I used some metallics. I was looking through my craft supplies and I found some gold ink. So this is just actual ink, really nice shimmer to it. And I had been gifted this a while ago, probably when I was in high school. So this lasts forever. I have only used a bit of it, and it comes with a quill to write. So yes, it was difficult doing the letters. I'm sure you could get a better tool, but it was really fun to use. That's why my lettering's not so fancy, because it was really hard to do. But the effect is really pretty. So it has this really nice gold sheen, and I did two of the little deer on this one. Now this one I used the little penguins from the set, and you can see on the outside it has this sheen to it. So what I did is on the outside, kind of to make it look frosted, I used my Lawn Fawn, this is the Yeti pigment ink, and this one doesn't dry as fast as their dye inks, so you can use it for embossing. So I stamped around the edges here with the ink, and then I used my clear embossing powder and my heat gun to set it. and I did some areas thicker than others, and you just get this really cool effect. Now, of course, this is when I'm hand delivering. There's nowhere to write an address, but you could do this on one that you're going to mail as well, especially if you're going to use labels over top. Now, the last example I have today, I thought I would finish it with you guys. So first I used my red Tombow pen to do the lettering on the card. Again, I really like the brush tip to get that nice effect. And then I took my new Lawn Fawn dye ink in the Noble Fir to stamp out the trees. And I'm still using the same stamp set as before. I'm just using my Toboggan Together stamp set. So that's the tree right here, and then again I used the little reindeer right here. So I've stamped all of those out, and I want to do a little bit of sheen on this. I'm going to use some snowflakes and do them embossed. So before I stamp, I'm just prepping the surface with my powder tool just to get rid of all of the oils or fingerprints that may be on there. Now again, this is the Yeti ink, and I am going to use this little snowflake first, and I'm going to go ahead and just stamp a few around on the card. Now, if you wanted to stamp all of your images before putting your embossing powder on, you definitely could, but this dries a little bit faster than Versamark, so I want to go ahead and make sure that I get these covered in the embossing powder. Now I am using a silver, which you'll see, and it goes on looking quite gray, but once we melt it, the silver will come out. And just going to cover the rest of them there. And oh, I didn't show you, this is the silver Recollections embossing powder that I'm using, and I just keep it in a little Tupperware so that it doesn't spill everywhere. So I cleaned off my block with a baby wipe, and I grabbed another snowflake from that stamp set, and I'm just going to go around and put this other shape here. Then I'm going to grab an even smaller one and fill in some more. And then the last one that I went in with was that little tiny star to fill in some gaps. And now with everything's heat set, you can see that nice sheen on all the snowflakes. So I hope you enjoyed these ideas on how to jazz up your Christmas envelopes. And as always, I hope you have a great day.